A perm doctor, Pavel Utkin, recorded his own dealings with the escaper. In the late September he had been called by the chairman of the Cheka, the secret police, to the headquarters to tend a young woman. This is the doctor's recording of what the perm doctor Pavel recorded his own dealings, his own version, his brief. I started to examine the woman lying on the couch. I remember well that under one eye, the left one eye, I think. So I'll start that again. I started to examine the woman lying on the couch. I remember well that under one eye, the left one, I think, she had a large bruise. The corresponding corner of the left lip had been cut. See, now here it says the left one, I think. What's he on about? There's two eyes you got. Which one is it? The corresponding corner of the left lip had been cut. The general impression was that the sick person had been beaten. She was in an unconscious state. She was shaking violently when I started my examination. All the men left the room. One woman remained. A little while after, the sick woman regained consciousness and looked at me. I asked her, "Who are you?" In a trembling voice, but quite distinctly, she answered me, "I am the daughter of the ruler of Anastasia." Dr. Utkin spoke of the girl's plump figure. Puppy fat had been a trait of Anastasia's, and her lovely hands a well-known trait of Romanov women. Important prisoner. This is the next heading. But the fact that it was thought necessary to call in a doctor to tend the sick woman indicates that the escaped and the recaptured prisoner was obviously a person of great importance. A further indication that the fugitive was Anastasia comes from the Swedish Red Cross delegate who was travelling through Perm province at the time by train. In my capacity as the chief of the Swedish Red Cross mission in Siberia in 1918, I travelled in a private railway car at some place, the name of which was escaped my memory. The train was stopped and searched in order to find the Grand Duchess Anastasia, daughter of Tsar Nicholas II. The Grand Duchess was, however, not aboard the train. Nobody knew where she had gone. According to the original published evidence, the women were held in Perm until the end of November 1918, when they were evacuated to Glazov. After this, they were moved towards Kazan in the direction of Moscow in the early months of 1919, and it is here that the trail finally peters out. Lenin may have had them shot, or just left them to their fate at the hands of his soldiers. During February 17th, 1920, a young woman about 20 years old was hauled out of Ladauer Canal in Berlin by the police and taken to hospital. It was assumed that she had tried to commit suicide, but she refused to answer any questions to reveal her identity. After she had remained silent for 6 weeks, her doctor sent her in exasperation to Daldorf Insane Asylum. Here again they say that another woman is insane. They say that about a lot of Italian women also, where she spent the next 2 years. Fräulein Unbekannt, Miss Unknown, spoke German with a Russian accent. An examination revealed that her body was covered in scars and that she was no longer a virgin. She suffered from toothache and had several teeth extracted. She even asked for healthy teeth to be removed in an attempt to change her appearance. She was obsessed with not being recognized and plucked her hair out to alter her hairline. During March 1922, a fellow inmate called Clara Pthubert, who had managed to get closer than anyone else to the patient, was discharged from the asylum. On her own initiative, she informed a former Tsarist officer that Miss Unknown was Grand Duchess Tatiana. The news caused a furor of excitement in the white Russian circles in Berlin, but when Baroness Buxhoveden, a former lady-in-waiting who had shared the Romanov captivity until Ekaterinburg, was persuaded to visit the asylum, the patient hid under the bedclothes and refused to speak to her. Naturally, the Baroness could only draw one conclusion, that she was an impostor. Support for the mystery woman came from Baron Arthur von Kleist, who offered her a home in the family, Gradually the Baron and his wife gained the confidence of Miss Unknown until she told them that she was Titania, but was not Tatiana, but Anastasia, and her story was coaxed out of her. It was a fantastic tale, and though the loyal emigres believed it, it always remained a stumbling block in her fight for recognition. The latest evidence for the family's survival